Hey, hi everyone.
Hi.
I decided to pre-record this just because internet is not too great here, but and I wanted to have something that was good quality for you. So as usual, we start our little Thursday gathering, our Facebook live, which is not live, and which I'm gonna put on Instagram as an IGTV as well. So I don't know how to call this, but this is our Thursday meeting with Radicata Nutrition. We always start by lighting a candle. Why do we light a candle?
But because
We might need two, I think.
yeah,
All right, okay. Why do we light up a candle? You want to do it with me?
but because it's beautiful and
It's beautiful.
my name is Little Fire.
Yeah, it's true. Aiden actually means little fire. So Aiden loves fire. Okay, we only needed one, so let's put this other one here. And come and sit with me just a couple minutes before you go back to play. And also the fire is there to show us our way. When things get dark, we can use the fire to see where we're going. We can also use the fire to warm ourselves up. And there's something really special when we watch the fire dance. Our soul just loves the fire. As humans, we've been gathering around the fire for thousands and thousands and thousands of years to connect, to be together, to share stories, to remember our humanity. And like when we look at the fire, there's something so soothing, isn't it? It's hard to see on camera, but it feels really good for our heart and soul, does it? What do you feel like when you look at the fire?
Kind of dance.
You like it when it dances? All right. Well, do you want to set an intention for us today? What could be our intention for today?
All the good intentions.
Good intentions? Believing in the good things coming, maybe?
Yes.
Oh yeah, like Nako Bear's song. I don't know if you know Nako Bear, but you can look it up on Spotify. It's Dark Night. I don't remember the title of the song, but in it keeps saying, I believe in the good things coming. And this is something we say very often.
Yeah.
Why? Why is it important to believe in the good things coming?
When we don't want to do something, we just think of the good things coming, and then we do what we didn't want it to do.
It helps us, yeah.
Because otherwise we can't do the good things coming.
Right. Yeah. So like, let's say when it was difficult for you to go to school or to be away from mommy, then you remember that there are so many good things coming. So it gives what in your heart? Courage? Yeah, courage.
Can I go with mommy?
No, you're not allowed.
But I want to play with Lego.
I'm teasing you. Of course you can go. You need to say bye-bye to everyone.
Bye, everyone.
You can go. Just close the door, please, so that it's quiet in here. Okay. So we have our little fire here. He's letting grandma know he's coming. So let me recenter here. It's been a few weeks already that this pandemic is going on, that things have been on lockdown, that nothing is the same. Everything we thought we knew, we don't know anymore. Everything that was familiar is gone. It's ungrounding, unsettling for many people to just feel like there's nothing to hold us anymore. But the truth is that there's always something to hold us. And it's just that it's not the structure of the society that is there to hold us. There's something greater and bigger. And to me, it always helps me to remember that Mother Earth is there to hold me always. Mother Earth, always there to support us. She's literally holding us every single moment of our day since the day we were born. She's nourishing us with food, with her water, with her air. Yeah. So when you feel like there's nothing to hold you anymore, remember that Mother Earth is there for you to hold you and has always been there to hold you. It's also really helpful to have some kind of structure. This is something I talked in last week's Facebook Live, how it helps me to have not like a rigid schedule, but a loose structure to my day so that I feel like I'm held by a container, by having some flow, knowing, having regular meals more or less and regular period of things that I do in between. It just helped me feel more held and not just like there's nothing to hold me anymore. So yeah, just wanted to come back on that. But today, really, the focus of this week's video, this week's I don't even know how to call it anymore, gathering, is to talk about how to move through heavy emotions, because everybody's feeling a lot of intense, heavy emotions that perhaps were there before, but now it's just like magnified with the current situation. And whether it is sadness, grief, just missing your old life, even missing those awful Monday mornings that you used to dread, but at least it was familiar and now you miss them, missing being able to be with people and just do the normal things as you used to know them. There might also be anger and frustration at the state of the world and why this is happening. And might be a lot of fear about what this is going to look like. There's so much uncertainty. So those are all very, very normal and human emotions to feel, and it's just part of what everybody's feeling in the collective today. So for you that are highly sensitive or empaths, you may be feeling your own emotions, but those of the people around you, whether you're connected to them directly or just people, it's just in the field, as we can call it, or in the collective. It's just, this is kind of the energy that is circulating around the planet. And for some of you sensitive souls, you may be picking on that as well. So what do we do? What do we do when we're feeling so heavy? I think that we live in a culture where, we're supposed to be happy all the time, and we should read a positive meme on Facebook and Instagram and then instantly feel happy. Like, you choose your emotion, and you should, you can choose to be happy right now. You don't need anything. But that's a bunch of BS, right? Sometimes it doesn't work that way. I wish so, but the truth is that sometimes the heavy emotions are there for a reason, and we need to listen to them. We need to feel them. Otherwise, we will just be bottling them up, suppressing them, repressing them, omitting them, repressing them, distracting ourselves from them, numbing ourselves from them. And that doesn't work, because in the long term, those emotions will get stuck in the body and can eventually cause disease, or just at some point people just explode. One of the coach mentor I've been studying with is called Christine Hassler. She has a great book called Expectation Hangover, and a great podcast called Over It and On With It, if you're interested in learning more from her. But she describes emotions as like, those beach balls. And sometimes there are emotions we don't want to feel. And what we do is that we try to keep that beach ball of emotion under the water. But guess what? That takes a lot of energy. That takes a lot of energy. And the more we try, at some point, we cannot help it. And the beach ball will just like explode. I mean, it won't explode, but you know what I mean. It will just like jump up in the air, because we won't be able to keep it under the water. We won't be able to keep suppressing all of that. And even if we do, it's just so exhausting. So you've probably heard of the saying, what we resist persists. And it's the same with heavy emotions. As much as we don't want to feel them, and you may have noticed I'm not using the term negative emotion. I don't believe that there is, emotions are not good or bad, right or wrong, positive or negative. Emotions are just emotions. Emotions are energy in motion. Literally, that's the meaning of the word, energy in motion. That's what an emotion is. So when I do feel heavy emotions, what I've learned to do is to first recognize it, because sometimes before we even recognize it, we're like on autopilot mode, going for food, going for a drink, going for Netflix, going for anything we can to distract ourselves and numb ourselves. We all have coping strategies that are easy to go to, and right now those coping, we may be more limited in terms of coping strategies that we're able to use right now. So there might be a lot of the food and alcohol and Netflix going on. But whatever your coping strategy is, sometimes you don't even have time to feel that there are any kind of heavy emotions present, and your go-to is to try to numb or distract yourself from that. So the first, thing that we need to practice is become aware of that. How does it feel when you feel the heaviness in your body? For me, I just feel like it feels heavy, like it's a heavy, those are heavy emotions. It just feels like my heart is a little bit closing down. It's like I'm not able to feel as much joy and love as I usually do on a day-to-day basis. I just feel like I want to hide. I feel like I want to be by myself and I want to isolate. I feel like I want to eat chocolate. Like I always feel like I want to eat chocolate. I love chocolate, but more than usual. I just feel like, and I know that I'm not even hungry, but I want, I wish I could just eat food and make that go away, because I've had binge eating disorder for years and years. So that's very deeply ingrained in me, and I know that all of that can relate to a certain extent if you struggle with emotional eating, because it's even more present right now when there's like the whole world is slowing down, that there's more of these periods of pause and silences where you are with yourself and we are with all of our emotions that have been bottled up for years, and that is all magnified by the current situation, and that this current situation is even bringing more of these heavy emotions. So no wonder if you feel like, what's wrong with me, like I just want to eat my emotions, I just want to binge drink, or I don't know, whatever it is for you, like it's totally normal. It's totally normal. And what we're being asked to do right here, right now, is to learn how to be with ourselves, how to sit with ourselves, how to move our way through those emotions instead of constantly numbing and distracting ourselves away from them, and instead of always repressing and suppressing and pretending that those emotions are not even there. So I know it's hard, it's not pleasant, but the thing that is important to you is that your emotions cannot hurt you. Your emotions cannot hurt you. And what you resist persists. So the more you try to think positively through it, or, just try to fake a smile, sometimes it works, but sometimes it's just so heavy that it really needs to be looked at. So, the more we try to resist it, the harder it can be. Sorry, I lost my train of thought because I'm hearing my son play with his Lego and looking for a piece of Lego, and it's like, I can hear all of the blocks moving. Because my cousins, a bit younger, gave us like 2 big bins of Lego, and with different models. We have like the guidebooks, but the Lego blocks are all mixed together, so it's a huge thing. Not always easy to find that tiny little piece you're looking for. But let's put that aside and come back to the heavy emotions. So laughter can help, can lighten it up, but these heavy emotions really need to be looked at. As much as we don't want to, that's the only way that we can move through. One very important thing to take with us when we're ready to look at our emotion is to bring compassion. We need to remember that we're not alone feeling all of these hard emotions. We need to remember that we're human for feeling that. We need to remember that there's nothing wrong with us for feeling heavy emotions and for not being positive all the time. And also that, that it doesn't mean anything about us. That what we're feeling doesn't mean anything about us. Even you're feeling like, what's the point? There's no meaning to that. Or, if you're feeling bored and tired of being with your children, it doesn't mean that you don't like them. That's just how you're feeling. It's just how you're feeling, and that's okay. It's okay. So compassion. So important. Be extra gentle and kind and understanding with you whenever you're feeling heavy emotions, and especially in these intense times. Sometimes heavy emotions may come up, and it may not be the right time. Let's say you're homeschooling your children, or you're trying to work on something, or whatever it is, and you're just hit by a wave of grief, or anger, if you're hungry at the same time. Sorry, there's no H sound in French, so it's still challenging for me sometimes. So whatever kind of heavy emotions you're hit with, and I only learned English in my 20s. And I think that's great. My mind is all over the place. Then my son, he's learning at a much younger age, and it's so cute to see him being able to speak 2 languages at 5 years old. I wish I had that. I remember when I was 4 years old asking my mom to teach me English and said, well, I cannot really do that. She didn't really speak English, and she didn't want to teach me the wrong way to me. So I've had to wait until my 20s until I could move to another province of Canada so I could learn English. And that's what my little accent comes from. If you don't know who I am, my name is Aglaée, but you can call me AJ. That's hard for you to say. And I live in Quebec, Canada, so that's the French-speaking province of Canada. That's why I speak this way. So yeah, so if you're hit, my mind's funny today. Okay, but I'm still remembering where I was going with what I was going with before I went on that tangent. So if you're hit with a heavy emotion, and it's not the right time, like you don't have time to just go and cry or go and journal or go and do whatever, you can just acknowledge that the emotion is present. Like say, oh, okay, I see your grief, trying to name it as best as you can. Sometimes it may not be a name to it, but you can just say, oh, I see you, I acknowledge you, I know that you're there, heavy emotion or sadness or grief or anger. I see you. Right now, I don't have time to feel you, but I'm going, think of a time like at 8 p.m. tonight, when my kids are in bed or whatever, I'm going to come back to you and sit with you and feel that heavy emotion. So just that's the best thing you can do. You don't have to feel it right away and like, oh my God, like I need to go and cry and be in the emotion and feel it fully. You don't have to do that. You can acknowledge it and ensure that the emotion feel heard and seen, and that it's going to be taken care of at a later time. And what do you do whether you do it now or whether you do it later? What do you do when it's time to be with that emotion? You can use different tools. It can be helpful to just sit with it. And it may not be pleasant, but just sitting with it, knowing that the emotion cannot hurt you, and just feeling it and see, where do you feel it in your body? What does it feel like? Does it have a color? Does it remind you of something? Just trying to kind of become familiar with it, to just enter in a relationship with that emotion and see if there's any kind of message. And that may not be your cup of tea, and that may be hard to do for some people, and that's completely okay. For me, when I started becoming more in touch with my emotions, I would have been like, oh no, I don't want to do that. That is so scary. I was about to swear. I don't know if I could. I should. I can. Yeah, it was fucking scary for me to do that. So things that help is to use emotional release writing, and that's also a technique I learned from Christine Hassler. And it's just you write the emotion. You don't journal about everything that's going on and all of that, because you're just kind of recycling all of this crap, and it's not really helpful. It doesn't allow you to release. So when I'm talking about journaling here, this kind of emotional release writing, you don't do it in your pretty journal that you want to keep. You do it on pieces of paper that you're going to be able to burn, to tear, to destroy, to really release that. It's really, really helpful for the subconscious to be able to see that those emotions taken away out of your heart, out of your body, onto a piece of paper, and then have that destroyed. Really helps the subconscious to process that, digest that, and get rid of it. So instead of talking about the situation, it's more about talking about your emotions. Like I feel sad because, I feel grief because, I feel angry because, and write and write and write and write and write. And once you get stuck, go back to an emotion. I feel blah 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 because, and write and write and write and write. It could do set a timer for 5-10 minutes, write for the whole length of time, and then destroy that piece of paper and feel yourself be lighter. So that's something really useful. Or for other people, it may be talking to someone. A friend, depends on what kind of friend. Some friends will kind of start colluding, will start, being a victim with you and what you're feeling, or will just, sometimes it may not always be the best thing. Depends on the friends. I have really good friends I can do that with. But if you don't, there are people you can work with. There are amazing coaches out there. I do that myself too with my clients. So I'm here if you want to call me and set up a session. There are a lot of people that can help you move through that, because speaking it out loud and being held by someone and having someone ask you the right questions can be really, really insightful, illuminating, and also healing. so many levels. So it's about using those different tools. So those are my most favorite one, but really the most important thing to know is that don't resist it because it will just persist. Bring compassion. Be super gentle with yourself because we're all feeling really hard things at this moment. Nobody has ever faced a pandemic before. Nobody has ever done that. We're all doing very hard things at the moment, and we should be super gentle with ourselves. We need more rest. We need more self-care. We need more nourishment. We need more compassion. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is to know that you don't have to deal with it right now, that you can set specific time to deal with that emotion, and you can set a container of, okay, I'm going to be with that emotion for 5 or 10 minutes. You don't have to start feeling all the things you haven't felt over the past decades of your life. You can set a little safe container for you to feel that. And then do something fun. Do something fun. Do something that will allow you to open your heart again after. It can be as simple as sending a little email or text of gratitude to someone. It can be just thinking about someone you really love. It can be connecting with Mother Nature. It can be just being with plants, which is a bit, just like Mother Nature, but you don't even have to go outside. You can do it indoors. You can do something that brings you joy and love. And if it can show up in so many different ways, and I know that for many people, we don't even know what that is anymore, but now is the time to come back to that. Now is the time to come back to that. Yeah. Another way to process emotions that I haven't talked about, which is more somatic, which incorporates more movement in the body, is really dancing. Whether it is yoga that can help move your body in different ways, but it can also just be dancing. Like if you're feeling sad, like put like the saddest song you can think of and dance the sadness, and that trust your body's wisdom will help you to release the sadness. Or if it's anger, like with a song on that, you can feel the rage and the frustration and the anger and dance that and be that just for the song, and that will help you release some of that. So those are all tools that I use for myself, and let me know if you try any of them. Now there's no better time to try that and to start feeling those different emotions, start learning from them. And again, as I said, you don't have to feel all those years of bottled up emotions. Just start a little bit at a time and know that this is tremendously healing for your mind, for your heart, also for your body and for your soul. This is what brings more alignment to those different pieces of yourself, so you can be more aligned with your truest value, with your true north, with, even though you don't know where you're going, like with that next step on your path in front of you, because that's the only thing we can do right now. That's the only thing we can do right now. Be with ourselves, be true to ourselves, be honest with ourselves, learn how to be more compassionate with ourselves, and to give ourselves the things that we need to be in these challenging times. Because as we said at the beginning of this video with my son, I believe in the good things coming. I believe in the good things coming. This is temporary. This too shall pass. And we can use this time not to be, super productive. And it's not a time to get the best workout routine ever, to get on a specific diet. I hate that. No. You're just bypassing the whole thing. You're just distracting yourself. You're just numbing yourself from what this whole opportunity truly is to be with yourself, not do all of these things, try to not be in yourself and to try to avoid the feelings. No, it's the time to learn how to feel, how to be honest with the way you're feeling, and how to build different tools and practices that will allow you to stay aligned to your true north, to your soul's purpose. Let's take a deep breath. And I'm offering connection circles in April, on April 5th, the 9th, the 16th, and the 23rd, I think. It's all on my Facebook page and Instagram page somewhere. You can go to radicatanutrition.com/connection-circle, and you will be there. Or if you go to my website, radicatanutrition.com, which is spelled RADICATA, nutrition.com, you'll see my offerings, and in the drop-down menu of my offerings, you'll find a connection circle there. So I invite you to join me. This is when we do, it's a group call, but a very small group call. And we have specific topics that we're going to be talking about for the next connection circles to help us heal together, feel together, connect with ourselves at the same time, and move through and take that next step, staying aligned with our true north. So on that note, I'm all sending you so much love, many blessings, and see you very soon. Okay, take good care of yourself and nourish yourself as best as you can, body, mind, heart, and soul. You are safe and you are so loved.